Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to the Y'all Heard podcast, or welcome if it's your first time. I'm your host, Ella Burke, and today is our fourth episode, and I'm titling it What in the World? I don't really have a message or a really cool story to share today, just in a bit of a brain fart state of mind, if you will. And I just kind of want to talk about things that are happening in the world that are crazy, happening in my world, happening in your world, all the things. And yeah, let's get started. So, I've been super into Love Island. Obviously, if you listen to last week's episode, you know that I unfortunately dropped my phone into the depths of Grand Lake. And so I was phoneless for about 6 days. It was only supposed to be 2, but turned into 6 because UPS like effing sucks, but it's fine. And yeah, so I spent a lot of time with my MacBook and Peacock on, you know, my little streaming device. And I just decided to get into Love Island. Shout out my girl Amaya. She got me hooked on it. Not Amaya Papaya, but my very own Amaya, my queen. And she got me hooked on it. They were watching it in the car on the way to the lake and on the way home from. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to tune in now that I don't have the opportunity to doom scroll, which was nice, by the way. But yes, I managed to watch a shit ton of episodes in a really short amount of days or time. And needless to say, I got locked in. Even Carson got locked in on some of it. So, love. We'll just go ahead and do my thoughts on this season. This is my first time watching Love Island. I'm a Love Island virgin. And so, I don't really have anything to compare it to in terms of previous seasons. But yeah, I think really great people keep getting kicked off of this island and not loving the decision making process on some of these people that are getting kicked off, such as Hannah, Charlie, um, Jeremiah. I kind of felt like meh about. That might be a hot take. Hannah, Charlie, else. I feel like I'm missing someone. Pause. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I can forget TJ. Like, and honestly, I'm glad the girl that takes a lot of responsibility for the for said people being kicked off is gone and off that damn island now. I I know a lot of people liked Sierra. She just kind of gave me vibes from the get-go. Like, just also I just have to stare at this like all episode every time that the camera's on her. And I don't know. I'm just not a fan. To me. It's fine. Uh I feel like I'm on a bit of an emotional roller coaster with Shelly and Alandria because I really do love them. There are just sometimes where like the displays of character like aren't so great. Same with Huda. I feel like I've been on an emotional roller coaster with her because there have been times I'm literally like, girl, like just shut the hell up. You're acting insane. And then there are times where I'm like, okay, I really do empathize with you and I think you're misunderstood. And yeah, let me think of some other hot takes I have about this season. Nick, I definitely feel like is way more into Olandria than he was Sierra. Uh, the People's Princess, Amaya, we love her. She's incredible. Everything that comes out of her mouth is just impeccable. Like when she said, I'm not going to get a sugar rush anymore from the word candy you're feeding me, I was like, this girl's poetic. People don't give her enough credit. I love that she's a nurse too. I think I would love to see her in a professional setting and see like how she operates within her career because I do feel like she's a very nurturing person, so she definitely has that aspect down. I think I'm just very limited to the point of view I have of her given that she's on a reality TV dating show. But yeah, Iris and Pepe, I hope if they were to win that they would split the money. Iris would go back with TJ, Pepe with Hannah. I did like Charlie and Hannah as well, though, so I'm kind of like I've mixed feelings about that. Uh, but no, I feel like they both keep kind of getting kicked in the ass on the decisions that are being made on this island, and it makes me really sad because they've both been like two of like the very true blue, people throughout the whole season, which I appreciate. Ace, I have a love-hate relationship with her. Sometimes I'm like, dude, you're a total doucher, but then he's just so funny and small and cute. Taylor and Clark, as episodes progress, I didn't have a whole lot against them really, but I mean, I think it was a little crazy they were kicked off. I'm not opposed to it, but I think it was crazy they were kicked off when they were like one of these stronger connections, I guess you could say. People are very calculated in their decision making, as you can see, because I think that people vote for people who are not a threat to them and the ultimate winning of the show. And so yeah, I'm really curious as to like who's gonna win the whole thing. But my TikTok For You page has been awesome with, I mean, all of the reunions and stuff that are happening. But then there are people like Yulissa and JD who are still trying to stay relevant, and I'm like, no, my queen. You were saying no, she's not my queen. She's a court jester. I mean, you were literally saying racial slurs left and right, and just tough. Like, it's also very curious to me as somebody who majored in marketing comms management and just like kind of dabbled in, looking at PR careers and stuff like that. I just don't understand how people don't do clean scrapes of people's digital footprint before they have them on the show. Because I mean, if just eagle-eyed fans were able to find this stuff like super quick, I just don't really understand how as a producer you wouldn't sit down and like go through the list of things A to Z and make sure that everything's clean so you're not having to deal with this shit in the middle of the season and just kick people off. Like, props to them for handling it the way that they do, in terms of the punishment fitting or like the punishment fitting the action or consequence fitting the action. But I just really don't understand how they don't come through everything. It's just kind of stupid, and honestly, they're kind of kicking themselves in the ass. So, whatever. But yeah, those are my current thoughts on Love Island. I'm trying to think of if I missed anything. No, I mean, I'm so glad. Oh, I do have something to say. I felt really touched by Amaya's response whenever they were doing the Stand on Business challenge and people were saying she was too much and she was too affectionate. I feel like not to the too affectionate facet, but like being too much energetically and just excitement wise. I've gotten that before, and it's very isolating, and people can kind of interpret it as disingenuous, which I hate. But you can tell, like, I feel like I can personally tell, even though I'm just watching her through a screen, like her heart at her core. And it just really made me upset to see so many men who claim to be so genuine, authentic, and stand up guys, boyfriend material, like shitting on this girl for just being happy go lucky and not being a super slow burner. Like, that's not a bad thing. And so, props to Brian for stepping in. And also, just, I think the lack of consideration for culture differences was really crazy in that, too. And I'm glad that Brian stepped in and said, hey, like, I also was raised in a Latino household. And, these things that she's saying and the things that she does, like, that's kind of where that originates from. And the fact that people were just going in on her, like she's actually done something wrong, that was just diabolical to me, and it was stupid. And there's a reason that she's the people's princess, obsessed with her. So yeah, those are my takes on Love Island. All right, we'll pause here. Let me see what else I have to talk about. Oh, yeah, something I haven't even gotten to talk about on the other episodes, Obviously, I'm in control of what I say, but just haven't gotten to yet. NBA championship, Oklahoma City Thunder. I am a reformed Mavericks fan, now thundering up all day, every day. No, literally the most electric I've ever seen the city. And obviously I've only been living here a little bit over a year, but I mean, I have visited a lot throughout my childhood and stuff, but it was just It was such an awesome experience, not only to be downtown when they won, but then be downtown for the parade and get to just experience that. I was really moved by there was an edit I saw on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll link it. But it was talking about how like the worst day in the history of Oklahoma City, obviously the Oklahoma City bombing, or the biggest day in history, which was the Oklahoma City bombing, has now turned into something like really incredible, which is the NBA championship. And that doesn't necessarily take away from that day, but we're changing the narrative, which I really loved, and it made me really teary eyed. And obviously, they have that outro song by MGMT. I think is it Management? Is that how they say it? I'm not sure. Oops. But please feel free to make fun of me. But had that song in the background, and just, we're playing newscasts of the day that the bombing happened, and then playing newscasts of the parade, and that big picture where all of the guys are on like the roof of the bus and you can see the memorial in the background and they're looking back at it. I'm getting teary-eyed even talking about it. I just thought it was really incredible, and it was great to see how much something as simple as basketball, I'm not saying that it's insignificant, but something like a sport as simple as basketball and a major team can bring, hundreds of thousands of people together. It was just awesome. And shout out to our law enforcement, keeping everybody safe. I literally saw snipers everywhere. That's so crazy that we even have to have that. But unfortunately, people just love to act up. So, yeah. But no, I really enjoyed being a part of that. It was really special for me too. My boyfriend has been a fan since the Thunder quite literally existed, which they haven't existed for that long, if you didn't know. They were the Supersonics. But no, it was a super big deal for him. I mean, he has the Thunder pillowcase, probably has Thunder shirts from God knows how many years ago. That's just always been his team. He definitely cried, probably burned his jersey whenever Kevin Durant went to another team, what have you, just out of nowhere. And no, he was just elated and over the moon, and just being able to like experience this season particularly, and going to the games, and just getting to kind of place ourselves in that environment. I feel like that's just been a really big part of us kind of conjoining, or I guess joining the Oklahoma City community and just getting settled in. And so it's super special, super cool, and I just love being able to watch basketball with people I love, and our team being good and celebrating it. It's also just incredible like how young they are, and just how much of a family dynamic they have, and just their team chemistry really, and the way that they play. I mean, they're just watching them play, it's electric. And Carson obviously loves basketball a lot more than I do, but I mean, that's always been a sport that I've enjoyed watching. And so no, I think it's literally so awesome. And yeah, super excited for next season. Hopefully we're back to back champs, fingers crossed, knock on wood, but what have you. Super exciting. And yeah. Oh, here's something that's outlandish that's occurring. North Korea is opening a beach resort that Kim Jong-un hopes will boost tourism. What? Like, I'm sorry. Given your track record, do you think that people would want to vacation in your country? Hell to the no. Like, what? I'm just absolutely floored that this is even something that's coming to life. It's laughable. It's literally laughable. So, allegedly, the resort can accommodate up to 20,000 visitors, occupying a 2.5-mile stretch of beach with hotels, restaurants, shopping malls, and a water park, none of which can be verified. I'm sorry, but when I'm on vacation, I like to relax and feel as though I can move freely without potentially being shot down by soldiers with massive guns strapped to their chest, and then or imprisoned in a prison where I'll never eat or see the light of day again. I mean, oh my god, it's wild. I really don't even know if I have any other words on it. I thought the way that the interview portrayed Kim Jong Un was quite literally hilarious, and I I just can't get down with that. I mean, I can get down with them for trying, but I'm like, you need to take care of your people and quit treating your people like shit before you want to open up a a tourism attraction and expect people to actually want to visit there. Like, yeah, okay. Enough on that. Oh yeah, another thing that's not failed to plague my timeline is JoJo Siwa's cover of Betty Davis Eyes. Unfortunately, it's constantly on repeat in my wee little brain, and it's really been tough for me. I mean, I can try and do an impression of it. Like, actually, I mean, she literally sounds like she smokes cigs. Also, is she pregnant? I've been seeing stuff. I mean, I've seen a lot of rumors over the years that she's pregnant, but is she actually pregnant? I don't know. But I love the TikToks that have been happening. Like, this girl does a killer impression. One moment. Oh, here it is.
That's what it takes to make a pro blush. And the boys think she's a sassy guy. Betty Davis eye. And she
I'd be lying if I had said I haven't done it yet in the privacy of my own home. It's just crazy. Also, whoever did the color editing on the music video that she keeps teasing at, terrible, because her veneers look blue. I don't know. There are a lot of instances in which celebrities will release stuff or politicians will release books, and it just makes you wonder, like, how many people did this have to go through for approval to make it to the point where it actually was available to the public? How many people did it have to go through? And honestly, it's concerning how many people think that it's like, this is great. Obviously, for instance, JoJo Siwa with this. Another one, Kristi Noem with her memoir talking about taking a puppy out back and shooting it. Who the hell wants to know that? There's some things that should just be really kept to yourself. Like, truly. And I mean, one, as a person, why the hell do you think that's a good idea to share? And then two, I mean, your team really is preying on your downfall if they're like, yes, girl, do it. Great. No. Criminal. Jail time. Like, what the fuck? Okay. One more thing, and I won't go hard in the paint on this one, just because I could go hard in the paint on it for hours. Seeing some of our nation's leaders pray over a bill that quite literally defies everything that Jesus stood for. Again, I've said in previous episodes, there are just some things that come across my lap, or I'll read, see in the news, come across my timeline, and I just am at the point where I'm so disappointed but not surprised, but it's outlandish. And read up on it and see how you feel. Feel free to come talk to me about it, because I'd love to have a discussion. But yeah, some of our nation's leaders praying over the big beautiful bill, and it negatively affecting so many of our neighbors, friends, family, just people. And we should care about people, and that's really important to me. And yeah, obviously, something else I really want to discuss, because it is my home state, the devastating floods happening in Texas. I am heartbroken for the families of the girls, and just every family. I mean, the camp stories resonate with me, because that was something, not Camp Mystic specifically, but just kids camp in general, was something that was really special to me and such a big part of my upbringing and growing up. And so I am just devastated for all of the people affected by the floods, and it's sad. And also, I hate seeing people contribute to the narrative and saying that these people got what they voted for. These kids and innocent people, I don't think anyone deserves to die. And I think it's really a sick narrative that we're pushing, honestly. There are a lot of things that could, that we can learn from and do better, but whenever tragedy like this occurs and hits, like, that's not the kind of narrative that we need to be pushing. It's action. Thoughts and prayers can only do so much, but it's action. And so I wanted to provide a few resources in which or resources or organizations in which you can help out if you feel led to. Donating to the Salvation Army Disaster Relief Fund. You can volunteer, monetarily support TEX, SAR. There are a lot of local fundraisers happening if you're an online shopper, or not even just local fundraisers, but fundraisers for a lot of companies that are happening, brands, where you can buy something and a certain amount of your proceeds goes to the flood victims. If you've got $5, you can skip your iced coffee for the day and, put it where it really matters. 'Cause, my home state, they're grieving, and it's really devastating to see all of the aftermath, and just, I'm praying that there are some miracles that occur. Over 120 confirmed dead right now, and hopefully there are still some people hanging on and able to be brought to safety. But yeah, that is, I will link the things in which you can donate to and ways that you can help in the description, in the video description, episode description, whatever streaming service you're listening on. But as always, like, subscribe, share, follow along. And yeah, that's what in the world this week. And I will see you next Tuesday or Thursday. TBD. We're testing the waters out. But thanks. Have a great week.